Here comes the enemy, blowing up the spot tech remedy. Everybody get up, sing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bible make you get down now. Bring it on, bring it on. Everybody get up, sing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bible make you get down now. Bring it on, bring it on. Keep it moving on, keep it moving on. Keep it moving on, be the resident president of the fifth element. Jimmy Fly, stick a stone cold's how I'm hitting them. Better get together, put your hands in the sky. Stick 'em up, punk, hit 'em low, hit 'em high. Now I'm the bad boy that you invite for dinner. Ain't got no manners cause I eat with my feet.
Hello, you guys. I know it's super late for some of you guys. Oh my gosh, Tay, how are you? Thank you so much for being a member for 5 months. It's so good to see you, beautiful. Hello. Hi, Stella. Hello, Satan. Hello, Hugh. Thank you for setting up the chat for me, by the way. Hello, Mandy. Okay, woof woof, everybody. Where do we want to start? Hey, beautiful Regret. Good to see you. I forgot to write you back. I still got to go back to Twitter and I will write you back, my friend. I will write you back. Okay, so Foodie went live a lot today. We covered some of the first live stream and it was actually quite boring. So I ended up setting it to I don't know, I enlisted it for a while. I felt bad. I didn't want to waste anybody's time. But then she went live again for 2 hours. So the first live stream we did today, she was eating, what was she eating? It was huge, whatever it was. Oh, a foot long, right? And then she had ate a bunch before that. And then she went live. And then she went live again and she had pizza. You know, she's eating really great these days. Hello, Mrs. Carlick. Good to see you. Okay, so that happened and we could definitely cover that and go talk about what Twitter is saying because Twitter caught some interesting things. But okay, you guys know how we've been covering Subliminal Locks. She did. She had a foot long, but it was like the biggest sandwich. I don't know. It seemed so huge and she had 2 of them. Ate a monstrosity of a pizza. Oh my gosh. So it was like a 2-hour live stream. I guess we're celebrating. I don't know. I don't really feel like celebrating Foodie, but she's been celebrating eating really good thanks to Kuwait government. That part right there, though. That part right there. Okay, so Subliminal Locks. There's been like a little update. And where do we start? Okay, so we've been covering her. She is a vile woman, in my opinion, and I'm allowed to have that. We saw her treat her son terrible, and he didn't really have like any stability, right? In a school bus with no running water, there's no restroom. You guys know all about it. Well, today she did a live stream, and I guess she's had a change of heart, and she said she's going to be selling her bus and her property. So I need to say this. The whole reason why we were covering it is because we wanted her to be held accountable and we wanted people to listen, right? Like he's in a situation where he shouldn't be in it. Like he deserves better. Kids deserve to be around other kids. Kids deserve to play and have, I'm not saying all the freedom in the world, but they don't deserve to sit in a bus all day bored, right? It's a whole rabbit hole. Like we can't go into everything right now. But I feel like if she's not bullshitting us, I feel like maybe the coverage may have changed her. I don't know. I really don't know. I have no idea. I'm not saying it's like all us over here. Like there's been a group of people who have been very worried about E far before I discovered her. Subliminal Locks, that is. So anyways, I thought we could watch a bit of the live stream. It's been weird. Like she's been going off about how she's going to sue me and sue everybody slandering her. And, you know, she's been saying that we're all lying and she's just trying to make the best of her situation. And she's being slandered and defamed and like all this stuff. And then she went off in Repsion's tweets saying how she was being gang stalked and judged wrongly, all this stuff. And then I wrote her back on Twitter. Well, for one thing, I shared the link with Repsion. I shared the live stream where we covered everything. And I told her that I think she should take parenting classes. If she really cared about E and she was really struggling and she was overwhelmed, then like, what's the harm in signing up for parenting classes and learning how to cope, right? So after that, she was still upset about that. I think she's still talking about suing me. I'm not really sure. I don't really care if she does. I don't really care. But I feel like all this coverage and people standing up to her and saying your son deserves better, like maybe she truly did have a change of heart. On a side note, there's also been talk that the county's been there recently because she, you know how she dumps her poop bucket right onto her property and then she just puts like shavings over it. So apparently, you know, she's been hinting at she's been having visits. So people think the county told her something. And I guess she was talking about CPS again. So maybe CPS showed up again. Anyways, I thought we could watch a little bit of it together and see what she has to say. So far, all I know is she's saying she's going to sell her bus, sell her property, and yeah, she should go to Judge Judy. Meth Head Mary was big. Oh, she was upset. She called me a loser, all this stuff. And I want to say too, like, because I know your mama watches like everything I do. You were sticking up for her and trying to paint a picture that I was harassing her. Do you think maybe that we were covering her for a reason, yo mama? Like, imagine caring about real issues in the world and not just sweating on a camera. There was a reason we wanted this talked about because there's an 8-9-year-old boy who deserves much better than he was given. And she was profiting off of like exploiting him in ways of using the restroom on camera during live streams and hitting him on live streams. And if me covering her is harassment, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm happy I did it. I'm happy that we covered her. I'm happy that we tried to give E a voice. And I'm happy that maybe all of this made some sort of difference. Maybe it did. Yo, mom is an emotional. Oh my gosh, he's too emotional. Illegal waste dumping. There's a proper way to compost human waste. And she wasn't even doing step one. I know. The whole thing was just bad. It was a bad environment. You know, we were saying, like, if you're single, whatever, like, whatever. I don't care where she lives. Like, I truly don't care. But her son deserved more. So I thought we could watch a bit of that. And if it's not making him money, he doesn't care. True. True. Imagine, I just can't imagine sticking up for an animal abuser and a woman who hits her child on live streams. I can't imagine, like, being that person who defends those people. And it's wild to me because, you know, him and his community have tried to paint me as like this horrible mom and everything else. But like, I side eye him based on the people he defends. I really do. Like, I hope his family's okay over there. Isn't she shit and gerbil bedding? I think so. Remember I was saying it looked like a rabbit's like litter box. You know, some people, you can train rabbits. I don't know if you know that. They're very smart. But she reminded me of that. And like, they're not rabbits. They're not hamsters. They're people. What did Snugglepuss say? Oh, hope you're well. Hi, Snugglepuss. Good to see you. It was hard to watch. Yeah, we're not watching. We covered everything that I wanted to say as far as how she treated her son. I don't really like feel the need to keep replaying that. I really don't. I don't want to put anybody through that. But I want us to watch together and see what we think about her plans, okay? You know, it's okay to talk and have an opinion. We've been following this story for not that long, but I feel very invested. So here we go. This is her recent live stream. Subliminal Locks is ready for a change. I'm going to speed her up, I think, a tiny bit. Actually, with her, we don't even have to sometimes.
Not funny anymore. Like, you know, you gotta let me live my life now. If you actually care about Elliot's well-being at all, then you should probably not add to my stress. That being said, I came up with a huge life-changing decision today.
I really don't like how she started that off. I'm sorry. If you care about Elliot, you won't add to my stress. Ugh.
I'm going to sell my property. I'm going to offer my share of the land to my co-owner, see if she wants to buy me out. If she wants to buy me out, then I will sell my short share of the land to her. I will go live at my neighbor's, and I will, I mean, I say neighbors so flippantly. You guys, like, my neighbors is like 20 miles away. It's like she likes the whole exit down on the highway. But anyway, so my neighbor for all intents and purposes. My neighbor offered me a place to stay, so I think I'm going to sell my bus. I'm going to sell the land to, if I can, just offload everything that I have, and I think I'm just going to start from scratch by myself this time. I'm not going to share the land title with anybody when I get land this time.
So that part keeps changing too, whether she owns it, whether she owns it with people. Oh, then someone in her chat asked, man, what is with these people and slandering you? Have you gotten a lawyer yet?
Belinda, we live out in the wilderness, so like she's like one of like 5 people who live, in a
Let's see.
Yeah, Hera, you would think that, right? You would think that.
Oh, so someone asked, is it illegal to harass someone with CPS? So there's people saying that I called CPS on her, by the way. There's people actually spreading that information currently. I saw it earlier. I did not call CPS. So what was told to me by the people who have been watching her much longer than me and care about E and stuff like that, like CPS had already been called. We just wanted to spread awareness of what was going on, and if anybody knew how to help anymore, or maybe it got more attention on the fact that CPS like accepted eggs from her, and she wasn't cooperating and they weren't coming on the property, but they were just fine with that, it seemed like. I didn't call. I used my voice on here. So but if CPS showed up, like, I'm glad they did, because maybe that made a difference. Maybe they told her, you need running water, you need this, you need actual food in the fridge, you need a restroom, he needs a bed.
You would think that, but apparently every report has to be investigated.
Yeah. Where were they this whole time?
No. He doesn't need anything. He's gonna get fixed. We're gonna get Orly fixed.
Oh.
I'm gonna get the dog fixed, and I'm gonna try and hopefully he'll be a lot better. He'll feel better, and he won't be so like always trying to get laid. Anytime he sees a female dog, he goes ape shit. So she has a lot of guests and stuff, and so I just it's probably for the better. Come here.
She does seem tamer now, for now. So I don't know if it's all an act, but today she's a brand new woman. She's selling the bus. She's selling the property. She's getting her dog fixed. Like, this all sounds great. I hope it's real.
No, gloomy girl, I haven't.
I didn't know she had a cat too.
I have been in contact with one though. If I decide to hire a lawyer, I will actually hire a forensic I think it's like a forensic coder. I can't remember exactly what it's called right now. I have it written down somewhere. But I will contact a forensic coder who can go and get me like who can find out like things that I need to know about the people who were doing the things.
I can't wait. Like, I truly hope she hires a lawyer for me, because I can't wait. Like, she's said all this stuff, like, I'm harassing her, I'm slandering her, I'm calling CPS on her. I think she tried to like hint that I got her friend fired from a job or something. I can't wait for somebody to look into all this stuff and see who's slandering who. But truly, like, I hope this stuff is real. I hope it's not an act.
Yeah, I know, Kim. I really wish I just had like more, money on hand to just get it done right away. But neutering a dog is like $700. Getting my cat fixed was $465. Getting a dog neutered, a male dog fixed, is much more.
That's why we don't get animals we can't afford.
Like that TikTok I talked. Yep, she's a Instagram celebrity. She's like an old school influencer.
Someone asked what's on her neck. I wonder if she'll answer that.
Yeah, so the free neutering program doesn't actually, like, they're so overwhelmed. They don't like have any spots available. So it's really just like not. Selkie has been on a waiting list for like a year, and the day she did have an appointment at one point, and they were going to cover one charity was going to cover a portion, and then another charity was going to cover another portion, but then I had to come up with the rest. So I was finally got her an appointment, right? On the day of her appointment, I was going to catch her the night before.
Mm-hmm.
That bitch 2 days before her appointment disappeared. She literally disappears.
I have a question. How does one afford all these tattoos but can't afford spaying or neutering?
So I couldn't find her for like 6 days. And so naturally she missed her appointment.
Hey, Blondie. Yeah, a lot of the people are like, oh, I can't afford to get it done. Oh, places are overwhelmed. Like, they haven't called multiple places. Like, you have to call places. More than one. More than one. All right, let's speed her up. We're just going to watch a few more minutes. Actually, all right, let's go forward.
It is a beaut. There's only one problem. We took the engine out.
So Hugh, I think you watched more than me. I kind of like, I'm done. Like, I hope she's not just lying because, yeah, addicts' priorities are usually skewed and they usually lie. I don't know if she's addicted, but whatever. It's only going to cost $350 to get my dog neutered at a vet's office. Breezy meth head tattoos probably paid by Matthew. Plenty of places will spay and neuter for a low cost. It's true. You just have to call around. Like, you just have to call around. But certain people aren't into that. Hugh, didn't she talk about, what was she saying she was going to buy? She was talking about like a converted shed or something. Like, how are they all going to fit? If it's just a shed, a dog, a cat, her, and then E. For a neuter clinic, large dog spay 41 to 60 pounds, 200 large dog neuter 41 160. Yeah, that's a lot better. She said, see, I want to believe her, but I just can't because I don't think people can change their ways overnight. Just like how I didn't believe Salah was magically like a changed man the next day. It's like people who are that angry and people who resort to abuse and talking to other people like that, like she has to go to therapy for a long time. She needs to take parenting classes. She needs to enroll in it all. Like, I don't it all sounds good. This is what I'm trying to say. It all sounds great. If this is real, I'm so glad she had a change of heart. But I also know that people don't change in one day. And I know many times in my life, I was promising things are going to be different. And tomorrow was a new day. And Monday, I was going to get my shit together. Tuesday, I was going to get sober. Wednesday, I was going to be mom of the year. Like I had big plans. But I also lied a lot. And I never had any intentions during those times to change. Maybe for a second, but I knew it's what other people wanted to hear. And I knew it's what other people wanted to hear. And I knew it would get me off, or get them off my back. You know what I mean? She's moving to a shed. Great. Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess we all got to, if we're going to be raising money for a lawyer, wouldn't it make more sense to get like a double wide shed or something with a bit more space? Like, oh my gosh, can you send the clips over so you're not fishing around the video? What do you mean? Unfortunately, an addict's behavior does not change like that in my experience. Yeah, and like whatever she's addicted to, I don't know whether it's being a victim, maybe she's addicted to running from accountability. I know she sure vapes a lot. Whatever it is, addicts lie, people lie, but I'm hoping for the best for E. Like maybe deep down, maybe this coverage and like enough people holding her accountable made a difference. Maybe CPS came and said, you have to make these changes. Whatever it is, I hope she does make them. I hope she does. I want nothing more than for E to have a normal, stable childhood where he doesn't have to be live streamed using the restroom or begging for food or begging to play. Like, I truly want the best for him. And I hope and I pray that she makes a change. I really do. One last drink, one last drug until I was ready. I always had intentions to quit tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes our intentions are good for a minute or for an hour. We really mean it. You know, things will be different this time. But like without support and without tools, like how are we really going to change? Buy a damn travel trailer, put it on the property. There you go. Team E, yes. Hashtag Team E. I responded to them in the group chat. She needs rehab. I think so too. I think so too. She talks a good talk. I don't know. But if she's still so worried about suing people, then even when we started this stream, it started off manipulative. Like if you're worried about E, you probably shouldn't add to my stress. Like, what does that imply, you know? Satan, I'm actually telling the truth. I grew up near cattle farms and the Amish. Get me some. Oh my gosh, Matthew. I bet you do know how then. She's moving in with a friend and taking over her she shed. Oh, geez. Well, will there be anything working in this shed? I mean, I know I heard her say she was going to sell a generator and she was talking about selling the property, but thinks it's suitable because there's a heater. Jeez. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know. I guess I'll believe her if she announces on live stream she's enrolling in therapy. That's what I'll believe. If she says she's taking or going to therapy, she's signing up for parenting, then I'll maybe believe it. Or wood stove, not a heater, no water, no bathroom. I guess if we have to pick what's better, a she shed or a school bus. I mean, I don't know. But if she can't get her shit together and there's all this uncertainty, like what's the problem with sending him to his dad's for a while where at least it seems more stable than whatever she has going on? She thinks she's going to get $60K between the bus, land. Oh my gosh, $60K? For that school bus that doesn't run and it's stuck in the mud? How much do you really think somebody would pay for that? $60K? We all talked a good talk. Very true, Dynamite. We were good at it. We knew what to say to get people off our backs. We knew what everybody else wanted to hear. Imagine how long that friend will deal with her baloney. I wouldn't want to be her friend. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Okay, let's go to something fun really fast. Do you guys want to watch the Dank Fupa channel trailer or channel teaser? Whatever it is. Parody teaser. My brain is mush. I'm going to just be very honest right now. Yesterday, which was Thursday, I took a day off and I didn't do shit with my day. Like I did normal things. Like I worked out a little bit. I think I went to Ross. But like aside from that, I caught up on all my shows, like all my Housewives, all my Below Decks, like all of that. And then today it was like since I woke up, I was making up for the Thursday where I didn't do crap. So here's my shout out to you guys, or not my shout out, my recommendation. Don't be like me and waste a day because the next day you pay for it, okay? The next day you pay for it. That would mean her child support will stop. That part right there too, because doesn't she get a lot? What was it, like $800, $900 a month for E? I hope she's not only still doing like the visits or like taking him for part of the time so she can keep up with child support. That's a really shitty thing. Like, that would mean, yeah. While Satan gets the clips together. Is Satan clipping it? So Satan also covers Subliminal Locks, and he does, like, condensed clips. So if you can't take her for a long time, that's a really good place to go. We all need an unplugged day. I feel like when I cover her, like, tonight I'm going to be fine. You know what I mean? Because we got maybe, like, a shred of hope. But typically whenever I cover her, the next day I get an emotional hangover. I do. I worry for E, and I didn't even plan on becoming this invested in this story. I found it by accident, but like I truly worry for him, you know? Especially when we saw her taking like no accountability. But we got a shred of hope. She's talking a good talk. I guess we'll see what happens. Like I don't plan on covering her all the time. I don't even want to talk about her every day. But if she just starts treating E wrong again, I will call it out. I will say something. If she doesn't change and in 2 months he's still asking and begging to fly paper airplanes and she's saying no, I'm going to say something. If she starts reporting her income to welfare or whatever, everything will drop. Yeah, she must not be reporting it. That's all I'm going to say about that. I don't know. It's very odd. It's very odd. All right, please. Okay, let's go to Dank Fupa, you guys. This will be fun. And then we'll go to Foodie Beauty Twitter and go laugh a bit over there. And if you guys want to watch some of the pizza party celebration, we could watch that too. I wanted to dive into that cult story. by, I think we talked about earlier, Nate, but Aaron's not here tonight, so I want to watch it like when we're all together. But here's Dank Fupa, you guys. Hopefully you could see it okay. All right, let me make this screen a little bit bigger, and I'm obsessed with this intro, you know me, so I'll be dancing along. If I could get it to play.
Like Gucci, Gucci, Louis, Louis, Fendi, Fendi, Prada. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Gucci, Gucci, Louis, Louis, Fendi, Fendi, Prada. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother.
Next time on 90 Dank Fiance.
Oh my god, I know this man. We must help him right away. I bet that lady tried to kill him.
Oh my gosh.
Julia! What Dewey? Where Dewey?
Oh no. Oh
I
no.
hate it when she smokes cigarettes. Doesn't she have any thought for my little lungs? It's such a disgusting habit. Soon the walls of this cell are going to be as grey as her teeth. Though, by the sounds of her wheezing, it seems she doesn't have long left.
Oh
I mean,
no.
every cigarette gets her closer to being taken sooner, right? Love that for me.
This Julia is my new best friend.
Taking care of pets is really, really hard. It's so much easier when I only have to take care of myself. Because I really deserve to be the one that's taken care of.
Oh my gosh. I cannot wait for that to come out. I know, poor Julia. Did she put her tattoo on fingers? The hoodie, I know. It was perfect. It was perfect. I can't wait for that to drop. I love that she used Milky to do Julia's voice. And the hoodie too. Hold on. It was so accurate. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go to Twitter, you guys. People were talking about her feet and gangrene and all this stuff. Like, I know, I haven't seen a lot of Milky, but I know she's like respected in this community. Everybody, like, I haven't really heard anybody say anything bad about her other than Yo Mama. I know she's very respected, and when I've heard her even clips or if I've popped in, whatever, like, she's so well spoken and very nice and respectful. Very nice and respectful. Okay, can you guys see all right? I hope her bird blob tattoo is on when she's sitting in the funky bra. The drawings that Dank Fupa does are just so accurate. It's crazy. It's crazy. The filthy bra, the way her hair probably really looks. I love when she does the purple hand. I love it. I love it. Okay, can you guys see okay? This is what we have to look forward to. So she did this live stream and was pigging out at 4:50 a.m., you guys. So Mandy said, living like she had 9 lives when she's lucky if she has 9 days. So sad and vile. And Malarkey Meter said, it's 4:50 a.m. in Kuwait. That's wild. And she had so much to eat already. Oh, and juice. Oh, we're just off to a great start. So pizza. She looks high. Look at her eyes. Juice. Oh. Oh my gosh. Well, it's a good thing I wasn't going to eat anytime soon. And here's a clip from her live stream. I don't know what she's going to say. I didn't check it out, so.
It's just me. I have to worry about everything. When I go out with him, I feel like I don't even have to use my brain. Like, he just does everything, takes care of everything, buys everything, communicates with everyone, like, opens my door. I don't even have to do anything. It's just.
That doesn't sound like a healthy relationship. All you have to do is sit there and eat. I've called him before her errand boy, and I'm convinced he's her errand boy. Dynamite said, I don't see her alive much longer. The wild thing is, like, this isn't even me trying to be mean. Like, do I feel bad for her? Not really, because she does this to herself and she's a horrible human. And she is. She's had plenty of people try to help her, plenty of people try to warn her. She's truly doing this to herself. I don't think she's going to be around 3 more years. I just don't think so. Do you see how, like, we've seen how she looks. Her body is screaming out in every type of way. And her hands convinced me more than anything how bad it is. If you've seen her hands, Matthew said, take not to Hollywood. You don't need the best CG. Just get a good story and attention to detail. Beautiful regrets that I'm so happy I just got done eating. Dynamite said she loves it, but it doesn't seem healthy, right? Like, I don't know. I think back of like long relationships I've been in, and there was like certain things I took care of and certain things the other person took care of. It wasn't ever so one-sided that I just had to sit there eating bonbons and like they did everything else. Mind you, I don't believe he really does all that much for her, but if that's truly how they are, it doesn't seem healthy. She's like saying she's so depressed and, she's struggling with her mental health. And we see her, all she does is eat. Like, how is that healthy that she has no responsibilities? That she doesn't even have to think to pay a bill, order anything for herself. I don't know. Just normal things that, like, think of like, okay, we're regular adults, right? Most of us here, like, we have busy lives. We have to pay bills. We have to run errands. We have to go grocery shopping. We have to pick up the kids. We have to take them to appointments. We have doctor's appointments, right? We have all this stuff going on, and somehow we manage to just do it, right? All Foodie has to do is eat, and she's depressed and tired and overwhelmed. Like, that's it. Can you imagine? Okay, Thursday, I truly didn't do much of anything. Like, I can't imagine that being my life every single day, where you're just sitting around hoping something happens online. Like, that's what Foodie does. She's hoping she has something to rage about. She's hoping she has something to watch while she's mukbanging. Like, I just can't imagine that being my life. Sometimes I'm exhausted. Sometimes I wish my life was more like where I didn't have to adult all the time. But, like, I truly don't think I would be happy if every day I just sat and ate and had nothing to look forward to and nothing to do. Did you see Foodie was in Pete's comment section last night? What did she say? I didn't see it. She flaunted him on stream all day the day before. He's her wifey. Yeah. He won't cook a meal for her, but he's so supportive, right? And she's not getting better. How supportive are we supposed to believe that he is? She's only getting worse. Like, she's only getting worse. She looked so much better when she was in Canada. But this is a clip I think we need to revisit. So hold on. In case you guys didn't know, we will talk about this again, but Foodie took her blood sugar during her live stream, and it was 13.3, which is, hold on, let me look it up. Okay, what came up for me is 240. Oh my gosh. If your blood sugar level is 240, 13.3, which is what hers says. Hold on, let me click so you guys can see it. She has the busted ass meter, by the way. It's 13.3. So it says if the sugar level is 240 or above, use an over-the-counter urine ketones test kit. If the urine test is positive, your body may have started making the changes that could lead to diabetic ketoacidosis. Talk to your healthcare provider about how to lower your blood sugar. That's crazy that it's that high and she's having pizza and juice. Like, so bad, right? Well, she ate out 3 times. I'm shocked it wasn't higher. That part right there, too. I'm shocked it isn't higher, but she doesn't want to live. You feel guilty, too, if you don't do something all day? Yeah, once in a while, it's nice, but, like, I don't know. I feel, too, when you hit a certain age, like, you feel guilty for wasting days. Like, I do. I feel like, I don't know. Like, I know 40s are going to be, like, the best years of my life, right? Like, I'm so excited to be in my 40s. I thought it was going to be scary. It's truly the best thing in the world. But, like, now I kind of look at things as, like, this is all time I can't get back, right? When I'm wasting days, when I'm wasting hours, it's all time I'm not going to get back. And, like, I don't want to look back later in life and be like, I should have moved more. I should have went out more. I should have smiled more. Anyways, I can't imagine it being my life every day. So I will have to get under there. What? You don't believe it's that low, Blondie? Nightmare! I didn't see you come in. Hello, beautiful. She's got a huge smile. Yeah, I don't know. She clearly doesn't want to live. How do you have a blood sugar that reading? And then you have pizza and juice. So anyways, that was her reading. And we're going to revisit a Pete's clip. Two-Tailed shared it and said, isn't it odd how there's always something convenient? Oh, I just followed them. Oh, okay. Well, hi, I just followed you on accident. Isn't it odd how there's always something conveniently off about Foodie Beauty's health management trackers? Her scale at the villa being 100 pounds low. Her blood glucose monitor being cracked, so the number is obstructed. Are we sure this doesn't say 19.3 instead? Does it talk? I'm not sure. It doesn't say that. But if you haven't seen this clip before and you have no idea why I'm showing it, it's where Pete's outed Foodie Beauty's scale. So
Yeah, there's no way I'm 100 pounds.
gosh. Hold on.
Yeah, there's no way.
So that part was like huge because she kept saying she was a certain weight. Nobody was believing it. And then Pete's got on it and the scale said that he was 100 pounds. I'm looking at him. He's not 100 pounds. Like, he wasn't back then either. He wasn't back then either. And isn't that still the same scale that she's using? She took that while eating, so it couldn't be accurate. She was supposed to wait a little while before taking it. So I'm not diabetic, but like, would you guys say it would be higher? You know what's wild to me too? My mom's diabetic, and she's so careful, like so careful with everything. She's always tested. Well, not always, but she tests. And like, she's just careful about how much sugar she puts into her body. She eats really, really well. Because when her blood sugar, I think it's when it drops? I don't know. Whenever something happens, she gets really, really sick. I want to say it's when it drops. And then we always have to have like juice on hand and like stuff like that for her. But like, she feels so ill. Like, she gets cold and she gets tired and she feels like she's going to pass out and she can't move. I don't know how Foodie functions. 100% full of shit. That was brilliant. She was 400 back then. Yeah. Sorry, I'm on StreamYard, so let me pull the chat up on my phone. I'm always like 8 years behind, and I don't know why StreamYards is like that. But you guys are like, I don't know. I'm seeing things like a million years behind. Let me see. I have the chat on my phone now. All right, let's pull up live chat. I have to test 2 times a day. Drops. Yeah, I know we have to have juice on hand. She even keeps like stuff in her car and her purse. But she's so careful. Like, I'm telling you, she's so careful. I don't know how Foodie does it. I really don't. Okay, let's keep going. Autumn Fairy, I love retweeting Autumn Fairy because they never hold back. Autumn Fairy said, you sit there on your high horse lecturing us about watching a football game. Remember that she got mad about Super Bowl? Then your lazy ass sits while letting tons of fresh fruit and veggies rot in your kitchen. Do you know how many hungry kids that could have fed? I hate to waste food. Go F yourself, they said. Yeah, people are speculating because she used a certain word that I guess technically means like a cooperative in Kuwait. And her hauls very much give. They do, and it's no shame if truly, like, especially in this day and age, like, it's expensive to live, it's expensive to eat. If you need help, never be afraid to ask for it. If there's food banks by you and you're hungry or you're wondering how you're going to feed your kids this weekend, please go get it. But what I don't think is okay is this 450-pound woman to take advantage of that, knowing that she's on YouTube making X amount of money to unalive herself with food. And she's possibly taking advantage of that. I think it's wrong, and I think it's gross. Like, she's clearly not starving. She's not worried about her next meal. Anyways, the stuff that she shows, there's no way in hell I'm believing she's getting all that produce. And if you've ever needed help in your life, you kind of know what, like, food bank boxes look like, right? Or government assistance. Like, it's a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruit, a lot of noodles, a lot of canned stuff. And that's what Foodie gets. That's exactly what she gets. It's, wait, I have to watch how much sugar intake I eat every day. And I get my A1C checked every 6 months. Yeah. Well, you sound like you're normal and you care about yourself and your body. And you sound like you want to stick around for a while. Foodie either is really dumb and she thinks that bad things are never going to happen to her, or she's just given up. I don't know. Moldy bread, yeah, that too. I wonder, but like, truly, there's people who are hungry and need it. So, like, you know what I mean? I just find it disgusting if she's taking advantage of that. Look at her. Does she look like somebody who needs help, like with food? I'm serious. Does she look like she's starving and she's worried about how she's going to get her next meal or feed her husband? No. So this is Foodie in all her glory. Oh, by the way, you guys, Do not let me leave Twitter until I show you. I guess there was a slip up in either her mukbang or her live stream, and she pulls her hijab back a little bit, and you could see how big her face has really gotten. So don't let me leave Twitter without showing you guys that. She thinks she's invincible. Well, I think like in addiction, like everybody feels like that for a while. I feel like that's like a normal stage, but then like you realize you're not, and either you get better or I don't know. But like she's riding this wave out for way too long. Like you only get lucky for so long. You truly only do. And then consequences start coming. She's ordering meals for several families from Uber Eats, but stealing. Yes, that part right there. How are you going to order out and eat out as much as you do and then take food from possibly a food bank? It's just wrong, right? I feel like it's morally wrong. You want to see that? Yeah, we're going to get to it, Mrs. Carla. You guys, but don't let me forget. Don't let me forget. Okay, so who is this? Christy said, same face, years apart. I still hate it. But that chin was working overtime trying not to strangle Foodie Beauty. Imagine that chin outside the Spanx now. Okay, so this is, I think, part of it. But we're going to watch the actual clip, I believe, when it happens. Yikes. And what's crazy is the photo over here on the right, she weighed less than she does now. She is doing all this on purpose. She doesn't want to be here anymore, in my opinion. Which I wish she would just like be honest about then. Like cut the BS with like, I'm going to get better. I'm going to change. I'm dieting. Like cut the BS and just say, this is how you want to live the rest of your life. Just say it. Own up to it. Foodie looking like a Disney cartoon character. It looks like she looks like a fat toe. Like the picture on the right, like a really fat toe. That's what she reminds me of. The one on the left, I don't know what's going on with her face, but it's swelling a lot, a lot. I'm sure all that salt she has doesn't help with that. All right, let's keep going and see what we find. Okay, Kelly said, lying, gluttonous, cosplaying pig, you are a disgusting human and will always be to us. You are effing gross. Okay, well, they told us how they really felt, and this is about a 2-minute clip.
All right, tomorrow we're going to go on a diet.
Actually, do you guys want me to make it bigger? Probably not, but I just did. A toe with a nail infection? Yes. She said she's going for six-pack art. Sheridan, Linda, I will have my six-pack before her, and I know it. She's never going to have a six-pack. Maybe like 6 more stomachs, but like, or a pack of more chins. I don't know. Helen, I didn't see you come in. Addicts still if they need a fix. I'm not surprised she's taking food. It's true. It's true. I used to steal in my addiction, and I wasn't proud of that. I wasn't proud of that at all. When you are desperate, like, I'm not encouraging anybody to steal. I'm telling you, like, a very raw fact. Like, I'm not proud of it. It sucks, but, like, I righted my wrongs, and when I moved back to this area, I went and gave money to, like, the mom and pop liquor stores. Like, I don't know how much I had taken, but, like, I was one of those people, like, it's crazy. Like, sometimes I feel like people turned a blind eye because they could see how bad off I was, like, and I stand by that. I truly feel like that. But there was times where, like, I took alcohol because I was going to go into DTs if I didn't. It's a shitty part of addiction. It's a shitty part, and, like, I regret it all the time. I really do. It's a reality of addiction, though. Unfortunately, people steal from their families, people steal from their neighbors, some people steal from their children. Like, and again, I'm not saying any of this is right. I'm saying, like, when you are hurting, whether it's food, alcohol, drugs, whatever, like, your body is physically dependent on, you will do anything to get it. You will do anything. And look how happy she is with that pizza. Yeah, she's gonna lose that toenail. For sure. I was never a stealing addict, but I sure did take my clothes off and spin around a pole. You know, I should have just done that. You know what? Oh my God, you just unlocked a memory. Oh my gosh. What was that place? It wasn't Spearmint Rhino. What the hell was the other place? It was in Pomona, and I think it's closed down now. But they had like an amateur night where they like, I don't know why they put it on the thing. Like, I would think now in these days they couldn't put it, but it was like Fatty Fridays or something. Like, Anyways, but I remember one time I was so drunk and I was hanging out with somebody that was just as drunk as me. And I was like, I'm just gonna go strip. And like, I don't know, I thought you could just go in there and like, woo, take your clothes off and get, apparently they have a whole thing. And like, I had to come back another day when I was sober. And like, I don't know if it's audition or what. Like, I didn't know how to work a pole shit. But in that moment, it was a good idea. And like, I never went back. What was the place in Pomona? I can't remember what it was called. Do tell. It was like Fatty Fridays. It was up on the sign. There was an amateur night and a Fatty Friday. But like this was a long time ago. You guys have to remember, I'm 40. I think that place is closed down. Oh my gosh. I just unlocked. So what was that place? It's gonna get on my nerves until I remember. Partial sobriety since 2005. Good for you. On amateur night, if you win, you can get the cash prize and usually an application. But why do they make you come back? Like in that moment, if they were like, you get on a pole right now, I don't know what I would have done because I don't even think I'm strong enough to lift my ass up on a pole. But like I probably would have really auditioned right then. But then they told me to come back and I lost my oomph to do it. Like I was no longer interested. But anyways, did I miss something? Did I miss something? What did Satan say? I think I missed it. On amateur night. Oh yeah, I read that one. The breezy bunch or the breezy buns. Tell me spearmint rhino is not a yes. You don't have a spearmint rhino? Let me see. Isn't it like a chain? I don't know. I feel like we used to have a lot in California, but our clubs have like gone away. Let me see if I still have those by me. Oh yeah. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, spearmint rhinos aren't going out of business anytime soon. Hold on. Now I got to look up strip club in Pomona and see if this place went out of business. I remember I went to it on my 21st birthday and I got 21 lap dances and that was so much fun. I don't know why we're on this topic still. I'm really sorry. What the hell was it called? I can't remember. Was it called like a vagabond? I don't know. It had some weird name. Hustlers is a chain. Scores is a chain, I think. You lost your bottle, we would say, but that's a bad comparison. Give this situation. Huh? I think I'm behind again. Sometimes I miss things. If we talked about it 5 minutes ago, I have no idea what you're talking about now, but it might come to me. Blondie, I'm really proud of you, by the way. What was your like turning point or like what made you decide to try out partial sobriety? They're waiting for you to audition. Maybe I should go back. Is there a thing for 40-year-olds? Like, will it be a thing? Will I get more clients because I'm old? The 21 lap dances was so fun. And then I remembered, well, because I've already been doxxed, like I guess I could just say, I remember I requested Jenny from the Block because that was my song at the time. Do you guys remember Jenny from the Block by J-Lo? That was my song. And then I went on stage and I had this cute outfit. It was from Hollister. And I definitely shouldn't have wore a jean skirt there. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then what was the girl's name? She took me, I don't know why I'm sharing this. Oh my God, you guys. So she took me to the back room. It was my birthday. Remember that. And what was her name? It was like Cinnamon. It wasn't Sugar. Cinnamon? I don't know. But I remember it was very awkward because I didn't know what to expect. And she even was like, oh, you could relax and just have fun. And then I had fun. But anyways, I was wild. I'm not wild anymore. I'm boring. I'm boring. I look way younger than 40. It's just good genes. My mom looks young too. You'll be fine. If you want to dance, let me know. I'll send you the outfits. I can't get up on that pole. Are you kidding me? I feel like I'll take the pole down with me. I don't know. I would take the damn pole down with me. And then that requires like a lot of like arm strength. I don't know. Maybe let me work out for a little bit longer. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know, but I could see all of this going somewhere tomorrow. Yo mama's going to cover it. Just Breezen's going to be stripping in a town near you. I mean, maybe. I'm 145. But you know what? Like when you lose weight in your mind, I don't know how to describe it. Like I know I'm 145 now, and I used to be like at my highest when I had preeclampsia and I was pregnant, I was like 250. And then I lost a lot of weight, and then COVID, I got kind of heavy again. I got pretty chunky. And then once I got closer, well, no, the past year, I would say I've been doing pretty good eating well. But like in your head, even though you've lost all the weight, like I still see the 250-pound me sometimes. Does that make sense? I don't know how else to describe it. I wouldn't say it's like body dysmorphia. Like I don't look in the mirror all the time and I'm like, oh, that's a fat heifer looking back at me. But there's definitely moments where like I can show more like skin than normal. And I'm like, oh, should I really wear that? You know? Late night bees. Hello, Paulina. Good to see you. Do I think your mama cries at strip clubs? Probably when his wife comes on. It must be hard to see. Oh shit, did I say that? Oh, sometimes things leave my mouth and I wish they didn't. Imagine dance vlogs from Breezy. You know what I would do? I don't think I will be a stripper. And like, no hate. Like, I make your money. Like, everybody make your money as long as you're not hurting yourself or anybody else. You know what I would do though? You know the fitness classes where like you learn how to pole dance, but it's like for fitness? I would definitely do that. I would do that because I'd be strengthening my arms, working out, learn like tapping into like the sexy side that I think sometimes like we forget exists when we're like single parents and not dating. So I think that would be fun. I would vlog that. Like I would vlog that. Our wife does our wife does everything. Would you like to see a menu? What are we talking about? Jovan, our wife spreads her cheeks on my pole. What? Oh, he's going to cry about that, Satan. Tomorrow there's going to be a whole stream dedicated. I could see it now. Just Breezen's going to become a stripper. And oh, did you hear what they said about my wife? Well, you talked about my family, so I don't know. Girls say less. If there's one locally, I got you. They could teach you pole floor work too. That's what I want. I would do it for fitness. Like I would definitely do the fitness classes. I think that would be kind of cool. Maybe that would inspire like other women who are maybe 40 and wanting to get in shape and like wanting to like feel a little sexy sometimes. Maybe that'll like give them the okay too. Like, you know, we're old, we're not dead yet. So it's body dysmorphia. I went from 275 to 124 and I'm 5'10. My doctor said I had become anorexic, but I didn't believe it. But I still saw a fat girl in the mirror. Pregnancy saved me. Thank you for sharing that. I'm really glad that you're doing better. And I think pregnancy does kind of save a lot of people in that way. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've always been was always underweight my whole life. Like in high school, I was 103 pounds. So I was always really skinny. So like when I gained a lot during pregnancy, it really did F with my mind. Like it really, really did. And then I feel like I kind of got stuck there for a while. And so sometimes I still see that 250 pounds. I do. But it's not all the time. It's just in the moments where like I want to wear something that shows maybe my stomach or a little bit more booty or like my arms even, you know, I'm like, oh gosh. But hopefully, you know, I'll work on that. I know I'm a good weight now. Like I like my weight. I think it's great. I think I'll feel better once I'm like so much more toned. I think that's what it'll be. Cub to club Satan and see Jovan's wife. Satan. And y'all gotta think Breezy's constantly called fat on here and she didn't realize. You know what? It was crazy. I'm not gonna say like it affected me deeply. But when Jovan came on and he referred to me as a fat bitch for like 3 months, and like, mind you, I wasn't like Foodie Beauty size, right? And like, he goes hard for her. You better not talk about her weight, calling her fat, da 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 da. Like, I was just referred to as a fat bitch on here. And anytime I came on stream, like, I remember certain times Yo Mama was like dissecting my body. Like, he made fun of my ass and like, whatever, like he can call it flat. I know what it looks like. Like I'll show a picture one day if I have to. Like I'm happy with my ass. But like he was kind of dissecting my body. So picture this little 5'2" man calling you a fat bitch, all this stuff, and like going hard for Foodie. Like it can fuck with your mind a bit. It can. But I realized that Yo Mama is like that little boy in school that when he likes somebody or he has a crush, he pulls their hair and he does stuff like that. So every time he calls me ugly, I secretly know he has a crush on me when he's talking about my weight, everything else, because I want to raise a daughter who does not dress for others' opinions. I have to break the cycle. You know what, Blondie? And that's so good. Like, that's amazing. Like I never really talk about like my weight or how I feel or anything like that in front of my daughter because I know like things like that start young, right? So let them be comfortable and confident, and like, if you have a young child, like, don't talk about your weight and all that stuff and like dieting in front of them. Let them know that it's okay to love their body. You know what I mean? That's one thing. Like, I may struggle sometimes and see the fat girl in the mirror, but like, I'll never ask my daughter, like, do I look fat? Does this make me look fat? Because like, I don't ever want her to question that. You're not the one that's having an emotional affair with him. I wish he would go away. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it says when I just don't know what it says when like he talks about me nonstop. But like, is his wife and family okay? Let's keep going, you guys. This is her nasty foot. So sorry that we have to look at it. They should run off into the sunset. Foodie and Yo Mama. I think he's saving himself for Amberlyn Reed. Like, remember how he said that he likes bigger women? Like, he's made that very clear. He likes bigger women. Like, his wife is not big. Like, I don't know how that must feel when his wife is like, he's lusting after Foodie and Amberlyn Reed. But yeah, I think he wants Amberlyn Reed. I think he would definitely meet up with her. I seriously do. Okay, hold on. I'm gluing on my nail really fast because this is real life. And I've been doing these kiss press-on nails because I can't commit to acrylics on my nails. I just can't. And so they drive me nuts, though. I don't know if you guys ever do the glue-on or press-on nails, and randomly one will just come off, and then if you lose it, you're screwed, and you have to go buy another pack. So I'm literally gluing this on as we speak. So hold on one second. This is real classy over here. I'm gluing on my Kiss press-on nails while streaming about Foodie Beauty's nasty foot. Give me 1 second, guys. I have to hold it down for 15 seconds before I can keep scrolling. Okay, let me look at the chat again. Did we ever find out whom the sock and boxers belong to in her laundry? Well, no, but I still stand by my conspiracy theory. Yo mama was out of town. Wasn't he somewhere near her? And then magically she went on and did a vlog, and she's like, oh, there's men's boxers in my laundry, and I don't know how, and I don't know where they came from. The whole thing was weird. Minnie uses them. They're so good. Yeah, and especially like, I don't know. I was kind of an idiot at first, and I thought you just had to buy the long Khloe Kardashian nails, but they make short ones, and they kind of fit me. And I like changing them. Like, every week I can have a different color nails. Look at those toenails. Okay, let's keep going. And I don't know why. So this is Foodie's foot. And someone said, did you see her toes? Are her toes rotting off, or is this nail polish? Ew. Ew. What is wrong with that second toe? The nail is trying to leave the foot. It's going to the left and trying to leave. She can't even clip her nails anymore, you guys, huh? When you're that size, I don't think she could get down to her feet, and you know Salah's not down there. I got your boxers. If you want them, come get them. And she looks as the dark. Yes. Wow, the chat is all blue. I feel left out. You want to be blue too? Hi, Callie Cat. Good to see you. You want to be blue too? Okay. If I see you a few more times, I'll make you blue too, okay? I feel like you've been around for a while. Look at her ankle too. You know what, Callie Cat? Here you go. Here you go. Hold on. Can review. Okay, wait. Oh, wait, shoot. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I have to fix you really fast. I don't know which one. Okay, I think that's the one. Okay, I almost gave you like a superpower wrench. I think you should be good. So it's probably not nail polish because who would have done it, right? She can't reach. Pete's used to have to put goodies socks on for her. Oh gosh, I feel like I ignored that memory for a reason. Okay, so that's her nasty foot. What does this say? Diabetes. People with diabetes have an increased risk of developing gangrene. This is because the high blood sugar levels associated with the condition can damage your nerves, particularly those in your feet, which can make it easy to injure yourself without realizing. Could that be what's on her hand too? If you guys haven't seen, go to my community post tab really fast, like the community tab section, and look at Foodie's hand. Is her hand turning black too because of gangrene? I won't abuse it. I've been a mod before. I believe you, Callie Cat. That's how my pap lost his legs. Isn't toenail polish that's what she says. So Julie says Foodie Beauty has gangrene in her foot and legs. Has her diabetes caused her to be on the path for amputation? Yes. She mentioned she couldn't walk recently and was bedbound. Said she couldn't feel her legs and feet. What has she done to herself? Irreparable damage that she can't take back. That's what she's done. That's crazy. Is Jamie here? Jamie, good to see you. Hello, hello. Rodello, hi. I'm sorry. People came in and I missed you guys. And there's another Jamie too. Hello, you guys. Okay. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to miss you. It's really good to see you. I'm sorry you came in during Foodie's foot. Okay, more of her. Oh, this is her deep throating that sub. Squeaky Nips. Squeaky Nips said, almost 40 years old, shoveling a second sub into her face to celebrate her sub for sub 100K legacy? Swamp Ass's elbows rest in the sauce. It's dripping down her chin. It's feeder's dream. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, she was making love to that. Oh, gosh, it's all over her face. Yikes. I don't know, Foodie. I don't want to hear you lecturing about anything when you do this on camera. That's all I know. I don't want to hear you lecturing anybody about anything. That's feeder content. Autumn Fairy said, hey, Foodie Beauty, you piece of overgrown cat shit. It doesn't count if you steal it or scam for it. Your biggest accomplishment you waited all these years for means nothing because you had to scheme for it, Heifer. Yeah, she didn't really get anything the good way. She did sub for sub. I guess, yeah, she's verified now. But, like, I don't know. It doesn't really feel like a huge accomplishment. I guess because we know she had to, like, unalive herself to get here practically. She didn't gain subs the natural way by just being, like, a person people want to watch, you know? I don't really feel like celebrating her. Nat said, who cares if you're verified when you're literally 500 pounds, diabetes, and on the verge of losing a limb, fatty liver, at risk for stroke, etc.? Try actually working on your binge eating and losing the weight and reversing your diabetes. That would be something to actually celebrate. Exactly. I would be celebrating her if she changed her damn life around. That's what I would be celebrating. Okay, let me catch up with you guys. He's ordering a bigger size for her toe-sized finger. Purchase subs, check. Purchased a husband, check. Yep. Yes, I did measure my toe for the culture. My big toe is a size 12. You measured your big toe? Now I want to know what size my big toe would be. I don't know. Why are we measuring our toes? Didn't Chantel lose her channel? She shouldn't get... I don't think she will. But there's some people thinking that she might because YouTube, like, overlooks everything when it comes to her. But I don't know. I feel like she's going to be buying her own. She did lose her channel, and they have rules like you can't... your channel has to be within, like, good standing with YouTube, right? So you can't have been banned or lost your channel. Like, I would never get a plaque. I would never. They really check for that. But I'm still thinking she's going to go on Amazon and order herself one. Fupa Olympics said, the amount of pizza remnants that must be floating around in that jug of juice Chantel was drinking directly out of. I don't know why I retweeted that. But yeah. And then here's a clip from her live stream. So Hidden Truth said, if Salah is there and is sleeping, who brought her food? I get there is an equivalent of Uber Eats there, but does she open the door? How does Salah feel about her ordering food at 4 a.m.? Imagine you're trying to sleep and you hear a knock at your door that eagerly dropping off food. Okay, let's hear this clip.
Slide.
Okay.
It has ranch on it. Pepperoni. Paulette, hello, Polly Dolly. My butthole surfer. Thank you, Vera. This slice is for you guys.
Yay.
Let's eat it. Bismillah.
I'd rather you eat a carrot for us. Ew.
No way.
It's pizza. Yikes.
Tea and moonshine, brandy.
How does she manage to make even pizza look so disgusting? I don't know. Her finger is a size 12. That's her ring finger. Oh my gosh. What size ring finger? Like, what size ring do you guys wear? I'm genuinely curious.
D. So Salah was supposed to have some with me, but he's sleeping, so I put his aside.
Oh, yeah,
Where's
right.
Rawtooth? Hi, Kitty Charms.
That man did not get any pizza. She ate that whole thing. You cannot convince me otherwise. This is so feeder content, because why else would you eat like this at that? It is feeder content. She opens her mouth so wide. She unhinges her jaws like a snake, flat out. I'm 5.5 or 6.5, depending summer or winter. 7. Yeah, I'm like a 6, 7, mainly a 7. It just depends. She showed the beach from the window, a whole 3 stories up, but her couches are so filthy. Well, she doesn't bathe. Like before, if you watch her any amount of time, like she never has been one to shower or bathe or brush her teeth. She admittedly doesn't wash her hands. So imagine just being that greasy and sitting on those couches. Like, they're bound to get dirty, right? But yeah, it's odd to me how she did a little happy bounce after taking a bite. Hi, obligatory channel. Crouton is absolutely not there. There's a parking lot between her and the ocean. Pete said she stinks. He did say she stinks. Nothing but love said, I feel like everything is catching up with her. Her world is starting to crumble. She is miserable. Such a shame. I mean, yeah, I would be miserable too. Like, she has nothing real in her life at all. Everything's an arrangement. Like, any friendships, relationships, anything like that she's had has been basically transactional. Or what can that person do for me? She has nothing real. Like, food isn't going to last forever, right? That pizza she had tonight, that's temporary. It's probably already gone. Salah, temporary. He's not going to stick with her through everything. Friendship she's had, relationship, she has to pay everybody to stick around. And the sad part is, eventually the money becomes not worth it to these people, and they don't stick around. There's nothing real. That place she's living in isn't hers. She has no true meaningful, like, anything. That's really sad. Hey, good to see you. Shower, she doesn't wash her face. Yeah, she doesn't believe in that. She's allergic to, like, hygiene in general. Jamie, I was a 4, but I gained a little weight. It's so hard to find joy that small. You're tiny, Hugh. It looks like a prison parking lot. Her place? It's just depressing. I feel like, I don't know, like, your home should be somewhere. You're there a lot, right? Like, you're paying bills there. It should be a happy, comfortable place, a place where you feel safe. I know for me, like, I like my rooms to be happy and open and airy. I like my hippie vibe. But, like, that stuff brings me joy, right? But my place is very comfortable. Like, people feel at home when they come over. Her place is like a prison. The couches don't even look comfortable. Like, it's not a place I would want to spend time. Like, think about your bedroom or your favorite room in the house. Like, it's a place you want to spend time in, right? It brings you joy, it brings you peace, it brings you safety, it makes you happy. Like, her place, I wouldn't find homey. Like, it doesn't feel like home. Not one part of it screams home to me. I'm 5'9" and 155. She'll say she has that gene where she doesn't need to wash anything. Well, she says she has the gene where she doesn't smell. She's literally told us that. She has that gene where she doesn't smell. So how is it everybody that's been around her says she does in fact smell, and she herself smells, what did she say her fupa smells like? Barracuda and ricotta cheese. Sounds like it's Satan. I sell jewelry and those are tiny sizes. What did Satan say? She is super tiny. Hugh is tiny. Hugh is very petite. All right, what is this? Oh, this is sideways, but I don't know. I guess tilt your head. I don't know what to say. I don't know. Just listen to it. But it's sideways. So Julie shared this and said, Chantel's 6-pack plan. Delusional much? Also, I thought you said you don't buy from Temu. Okay, what is this?
Okay, here's how I would have to get a 6-pack. First, I would have to nail the weight loss, lose all the weight, get skin removal surgery on my tummy, and then, like, you'll see it. I just have to do a whole bunch. I used to have an ab master, this ab roller. I want to get one. I saw one on Temu.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I gotta replay this.
Okay, here's how I would have to get a six-pack. First, I would have to nail the weight loss, lose all the weight, get skin removal surgery.
Would you say, hold on, are you really planning this, or is this like a nice, well, I know you're not really planning this, but you would be the biggest hypocrite because you said people who get weight loss surgery are taking the easy way out. This is cheating.
On my tummy, and then, like, you'll see it.
This is cheating according to Foodie.
I just have to do a whole bunch. I used to have an ab master, you know, this ab roller. I want to get one. I saw one on Temu.
Why don't you get a thigh master while you're at it? Those things actually worked. I feel like we still have one in the garage. Do you guys remember the thigh master? What did Stella say? Stella said, vile shisha noises. She's so obnoxious. Do I sound like that when I go to smoke? She used to think she could get her fupa cut off. Erin, you're here. Do you want to start 1 or 2 episodes of that cult series when we wrap up this Foodie Beauty part? I can't watch the whole thing right now, but we could definitely check it out. When she says tummy, it's so cringe. It's a stomach. Gunt, if you will. True. You don't sound like that at all. Thank God. Breezy, you're in time out. No one will talk about Cuba Rage. No, thank God I don't sound like that. If I do, I'll stop going. What did Mo Translate say? Okay, Mo said, oh, wait. So somebody in her chat. Okay, this is the comment. It was in Arabic, but it got translated, and it was actually shared like multiple times. But that person said, oh my God, you are so huge. You eat meals enough for a whole family. You are like a bouncing seal. Ha 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 ha. Chantel responded with, hello, Fatima. I can't speak Arabic. Giggles. I can speak it a little bit. Well, she called you fat. A bouncing seal. Wow. I kind of love that. I kind of love that. I hope they come back more often. I love this comment too. I think we'll have to make that our thumbnail. Okay, what is this? Hidden truths. I don't even think we have to go to the live stream. I mean, we got all the basic clips covered here. So Hidden Truth said, did she edit this part out because there's an edit? This was 8 hours ago, then another 5 slices and 16 ounces juice. I am surprised that any doctor would continue to see her, and she's not showing any signs of losing weight. She does just the opposite of what they tell her, then cries in pain. Okay, what is this clip?
I better take this off.
I can't make it any bigger, so you zoom in, you guys.
I better take this off.
Oh, shoot.
I better take this off.
Shoot!
I don't want to.
It's the part where her fat comes, like her face comes out. So I'm going to show it again. On YouTube, you can zoom in. Really zoom in here.
I better take this off. I don't want it to get super messy, so anyway, it's about, the article was about so messy. Oh my gosh.
Wait.
Sorry about that. I better take this off.
I don't know. On my end it's really small, but I did happen to catch it. I think that was the clip. Okay, this is her guzzling her juice, which her blood sugar is already high. Wait, what? Do you all know if you need to be put under for a tummy tuck? Wait, a tummy cut off, tummy cut, fupa balls cut off? I would assume so. That's a lot. Because she's 100% not in any shape. Hey, Tony. Good to see you. Kelly said now her fupa has just become a part of the big blob. It has. Okay, let's keep going. I think we have one more clip here. Oh, geez.
It has ranch on it. Pepperoni. Paulette, hello, Polly Dolly. Hi, Butthole Surfer. Thank you,
Surfer.
Vera. This slice is for you guys.
Oh, yay.
Let's eat it. Bismillah.
Thank you.
No way.
Ugh. Hey, Catherine.
Tian Moonshine, Brandy. So Salah was supposed to have some with me, but he's sleeping, so I put his aside.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's Raw Tooth. Hi, Kitty Charms.
That man is probably at the Red Room. 4:50 a.m. Okay, what is it? Oh, here's that. Okay, this is bigger. Okay, I think we could see it a little bit bigger here. Is this the slip up? Yeah. Okay, look at her face come out. Oh, geez. Oh, it's scarier in slow motion. Ew. Okay, well, that was enough for me. I feel like this needed some horror music with it. And then Foodie dancing in the cornfield, that would have like topped it all off. Oh, I don't know why I'm still watching this. Ugh. Foodie. So it says, it's a blink and you'll miss it moment, but look at the rest of her face exposed while she's fixing her face spanks. It shows a glimpse of how much her face she's hiding and just how big her face really is. Yikes. I know you think you're like this cute little petite skinny legend, Foodie, but like you have to come to terms with the fact like you don't even look the same as when you were dating Natter. It's crazy if you compare it, like you were so much healthier then. I think you could have ran a marathon compared to now. You think people are just being mean, but like it's shocking what you've done to yourself. And I think this is supposed to be Foodie. I think this is supposed to be Foodie. Alexa said, where's your 4:30 a.m. pizza and chocolate? Jealous? Stay mad. I think she actually looks cuter like a pig. She's never looked better. Jeez. She's going to rage about this. And imagine that's with the slimming filter. I know. If she keeps adjusting the face spanks before too long, she'll just be a nose. Yes. She is, you know what? She is very much giving Tammy Slayton before she had all that weight loss. She is. Even like in the aspect or like the fact of how Tammy, remember when her body like ran out of places for the fat to go? She had a really fat forehead. She looks amazing now, but Foodie reminds me of that Tammy. Tammy before she got better. I guess this is Foodie being a domestic goddess. Yikes. What is she putting together? Is that for the hamster? Is that for Salah? Like, what is that for? Ay, this picture. That's the whole reason she put the hijab was to cover her chins and bird hairs. Yes. I don't know. At first I thought it was like a hamper. I did. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. It's empty because she doesn't believe in doing laundry. But is it a playpen? Yeah, it's for shit play. It's for shit play. Can you imagine she stands in that and then he just lets it all go? Oh my gosh, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Okay, let's read a few more tweets. Dangry Scott said, me waiting on Foodie Beauty, claiming it's ignorant and Islamic phobic that everyone is laughing at Skatlaw's terrible singing. People are already trying that. People are saying it's making fun of like Arabic men. It's not. We're making fun of a man who wants to grape women and crosses and Bibles and shit on people. And he said much, much more. But like, it's amazing to me knowing all that stuff about him and then he's singing a song about Ramadan. I'm sorry. Like, it just doesn't get any weirder to me than that. And there's people that sing it beautifully, I'm sure, but like his version of it, it makes my dogs in the neighborhood like howl. It just does. It just does. Does he want to dump on people or have people dump on him? He wants to shit on them. He thinks she said it was for the hamster. Wait, I think she said it was for the hamster, but she said he climbs out. So she wanted Julia to go in. Oh my gosh. I think he wants to be shit on. Is that it? Maybe. If it was anyone else, I would like it. Right. I mean, I'm sure it's a beautiful song sang by anybody else. Like, just not by him. Just not by him. Woof, woof. Yes. But he also wants you to clean the bathroom with your tongue. So, yeah. Hopefully the bathroom's already clean because, Did we already read this one? It's 4 a.m. over there, and this is what she's doing. Salah isn't there. He's sleeping. Of course he is. All right, let's see this.
It has ranch on it.
Do we see this one?
Pepperoni. Paulette, hello, Polly Dolly. Hi, Butthole Surfer.
Oh, yeah. I feel like we've said hi to Butthole Surfer like 800 times now. Hi, Butthole Surfer. Kelly said, I really don't like to say things like this, but Miriam is knocking on death's door. It's 4:49 a.m. This shows us she really doesn't give a damn about her life. She doesn't have much time left. Yeah. I don't think she has like years on this earth left. Neuro Spicy Life said, imagine being the person who takes food from a food bank away from a family that actually needs it right before Ramadan, and then letting it rot because you can't go no more than one meal without ordering takeout and have enough money for that. Well done, Miriam. So I think that's pretty much it. It's a lot of her everywhere. Oh gosh, this song by Dave Matthews. I love it. Okay, let me leave here before I play it. All right, there's one more place we can go, you guys. There's one more place. I think we should start this series just to have something else to think about, look at, and talk about. So, Aaron and Hugh know much more about the actual the actual creator than I do. I just know he's an off-the-grid kind of a person. I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Do I have it under watch later? Hold on. Okay, Aaron or Hugh, if you guys are still here, will you start to fill the chat in? Is this part 1? I think I found part 1. Okay. So, if we like it, we can continue. These are really short too. Like really, really short. He's sleeping but doesn't. When does he work? Shoot. Okay. I know he has coffee too and something about a beard line. When does he work? If he's always doing things for Foodie, getting her food, like we know that must take up a lot of the day. A lot of the day. So he's busy being an errand boy for her, shitting on people at the Red Room by night, sleeping at 4:50 a.m. Like, when does this man ever work? Apparently, well, Cali Cat, we're supposed to believe he owns the perfume company, Beezer Spray. Well, that's one of the things. But, like, from what we found out when Marty's community was covering her, his dad, Salah's dad, paid to have his, like, name on there so it looks like he's working and doing something. But, like, he doesn't work. He doesn't work. He's busy picking up pizza at 4 a.m. Yeah, I guess that. Okay, let me share this. So what I know, this guy does off-the-grid living. Erin found him because she liked his dog. I know he has coffee, I guess, and a beard line, right? And that's really all I know. But apparently a cult tried to get him. So this guy has over 1 million subscribers. I don't know who he votes for. I don't know what his favorite color is. I know nothing. Okay, I really don't know anything. I don't know his views on the war. I just want to hear about this cult. So I figured this is something we could start, and we'll just have something else to talk about sometimes.
I don't want to tell it. I do want to tell it. I've been dreading telling
Oh, wait,
it.
let me start it from the beginning.
Story you guys have been wanting to hear, and I don't want to tell it. I do want to tell it. I've been dreading telling it. I couldn't tell it. I'm just telling you. I really couldn't figure out how to tell the story until Risa Tisa made her story about who the F did I marry. I don't say the F word in videos. I just don't. Whatever. Anyway, the way she made that video just inspired me to do the same thing because it's a great way to tell the story with a bunch of context, and the story doesn't make any sense without it. This series is called What the Hell Happened because a bunch of you asked me what the hell happened, and I also asked what the hell happened. For those of you that are new here, you might think I'm the only person that started this homestead. However, there were other people involved, and to explain everything, I have to go way back, like childhood. I'm going to do my best to protect the identity of everyone involved by changing their names. If you happen to know the individual's names, which there's several characters, just keep it anonymous. I'm obviously going to be telling the story from my perspective. I'm going to try to be as transparent as possible and include as many relevant details as I can. There's times I'm going to look really bad in this story, and that's okay. And maybe some of you will think I look really bad the whole way through the story. I don't care. I'm just putting the story out there.
Okay.
I really just want to move on, get past all of that, just focus on the future and let the past be the past. I also want to continue making videos on.
You guys who watch him, like, what does he live in if he's doing off the grid? Because it looks like organized. It looks nice compared to what we saw, the other person who's supposedly doing the off grid stuff.
Homesteading and everything related to my past experiences. And if you guys don't know the past experiences, then it's just not going to work.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of relationship aspects to this story. There's a lot of religious aspects to this story. I usually keep religion off the channel. It's going to be impossible in this story, and that's just the way it is. It's just a storytelling of my life. You probably came to this video from one of my later videos because it's going to get crazy. There's cults involved. There's all kinds of stuff. And in order for you to find out the entire story, you had to come all the way back to this video. There's divorce and marriage and con artists, and this story has it all. There's me doing really, really stupid things. There's me doing things that are not right.
Okay.
I really debated for a long time telling this story because I can just keep going on about my life without doing it, but it bugs me because there's just certain things I want to go on, like mistakes when you start homesteading, even like mistakes you can make in relationships. If I don't put the whole story out there, I can't give advice on that if you don't know the perspective it's coming from. I'm going to try to do this in the same format as the other videos, not hit the pause button so much, just keep talking. I'm a TikToker. I'm used to like pausing and shortening everything, and we're just going to go for it. And I'm not used to telling stories in a long format, so I'm just going to.
I like him because he calms me, and I don't know why. Like, his energy is very calming, but I hope part 2, like, we actually get into it.
Do my best. I'm going to make long 10-minute videos close to it and then just keep rolling into the next one. Same format as that other series you guys were so into. All right, I think that's everything I need for the intro. Grab a drink, grab some snacks, sit back. Let's go for a ride.
Okay. Now how do we find part 2? Hold on. Hold on. Oh no, hold on. Something else is playing now. Oh crap. Oh no, something else was trying to play. Are we still here? All right, hold on. I'm going to his channel. That's so weird. It just went to failure to lunch. I'm not going crazy. Okay, hold on one second, you guys. So part 2, I'm hoping he really gets us into it. I'm really hoping that. Oh, shoot. I'm on failure to lunch, but I really love their channel. I don't mind being there. I don't mind being there at all. Good night to everybody going to sleep, by the way. Have sweet dreams. Tomorrow morning, I'm hiking to a castle and having a picnic there. That's all I really know, and I will be, like, vlogging some of it. I'm going to obviously vlog, like, the walking up to the castle part because I think that would be really, really cool. So tomorrow, if I miss anything, we'll do, like, a nighttime react, and we'll do a recap. I'll try to make it a lot earlier than we did tonight. All right, give me one second. I have to go back to Nate's channel. I thought I had, like, the whole playlist pulled up, but I didn't, and it keeps taking me to failure to lunch. It keeps taking me to failure to lunch. Okay, so this creator, by the way, is Nate. Is it Petroski or Petrowski? He has 1 million subscribers and a whole story time on this cult, and I really want to learn more. I find learning about cults very interesting. Okay, now I just went to Foodie. This is not wanting me to play part 2. So I'm really trying to get there. And somehow it keeps taking me everywhere I don't want to be. Okay, playlist. What the hell happened? There's 38 videos. I want to be on part 2. Okay, here's part 2. It's a little bit longer, and I'm going to speed him up. All right. No. Would you stop, Nate? I'm really wanting you to go to part 2. And I know there's a story you want to tell us, but we heard that part. All right, let's speed him up just a little bit and see how that works. Has anyone else ever joined a cult? No, but Scientology tried to get me when I was at a very low point in my life, in and out of sober livings. And I happened to be in this. Actually, I was in San Pedro, but I always forget which beach it was that we went to. I forget if it was Redondo Beach or Santa Monica. This is where I can't remember which beach it was. But I was clearly not doing well, right? It was at a point not doing well, wasn't getting that much time sober. Like I was in and out of places. And I feel like they know, like they look for the people who look the most vulnerable or beaten down by the world. And they had me take a stress test. And I remember like they were really pushy about it. They were really, really pushy about it. And I didn't really know what Scientology, like I had no idea what they were at the time. But I did a stress test, and go figure, I was stressed out. And I know they wanted to keep in contact with me, but I gave the like facilities name that I was at, so like they couldn't bother me for the rest of my life, luckily. But they were like really pushy, and I remember it back then, but like I didn't realize it was Scientology at the time, if that makes sense. It was like during a time where like all these booths were set up, and so it was also like on the same row as at like it was at a point in California where like weed wasn't legal. So it was truly on this row at the beach where there was like, you could buy a THC card, or like you could buy a card. And then they had like other things going on. But they used to have tents set up everywhere, all around the beaches, all around. I joined the UCOC ran by Kip McKean until 2020 documentary about it, preying on college students. Bryson's, oh my gosh. How did you get out? How did you get out? I'm really interested on hearing your story. Wow. I'm really happy you did get out. Scientology tried to get me too. They're very sneaky. I'm telling you, I think they look for the most vulnerable people, or people who are like beaten down in society. I think they look for like, I clearly at the time looked like some kind of, I looked like a drug addict. I did. I was an alcoholic drug addict. So it's wild. No cult, but I was dragged to church a couple of times against my will. Same. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I feel like, by the way, I still believe in some like parts of Christianity. I just don't believe in like the whole hating everybody who loves other people and all that. Like, love who you want to love. You know what I mean? But like, I grew up in a very strict family. And like, I've talked to my parents about how I felt about this stuff. So like, it's not going to be a shocker if like my mom watches this. But like, my parents were born again Christians, and they were so strict. Like, you had to go to church multiple times a week, definitely on Sundays. We couldn't watch certain things. I remember I couldn't watch the Smurfs because there was a sorcerer or a wizard. I couldn't watch like the normal shows that like I couldn't watch The Simpsons. I couldn't watch. I remember at one point like all my friends were watching Married with Children. I couldn't watch that. MTV was blocked from my household until I was 18, I want to say. There was like parental controls on everything. Very much lived in a bubble. But like the church I grew up in, it used to be this small church, and then it grew to like this mega church where they had like Starbucks and a clothing store and a bookstore and like all this stuff. And so I always felt a certain way about the church. Like I watched it go from this small thing where like I knew everybody to like not knowing a single soul. And I watched church go from like Friday nights just all being together and out of trouble to PlayStations and all this. Like they got like big screens and like these games, and I always felt like a negative way. And I remember at one point I used to go to church and I learned something. I would learn something, but then church became like the whole service was about tithing and giving your money over, and there wasn't really much of a sermon anymore. You know what I mean? And then I remember being like weird, like scared, but like at the same time, this church I went to, like they pushed like tongues on everybody, having the gift of tongues. And services became like where somebody would pray over you, and then the whole audience would like fall over. And it became so theatrical to me. It really did. And I remember at first being scared of it. Like, I remember certain times I was pretending to fall over just because everybody else was. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's wild how that works. It's wild how that works. So like I've always had a weird thing about like religion, and I don't know, like I think it's very weird to have to like change everything about yourself, and like you can't listen to music. I remember I bought like a Vanilla Ice cassette tape, right? I really loved Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer. Like I loved them. And Criss Cross when I was in elementary school. And I remember I had to take back a cassette tape because it said damn in it. And that would like frustrate me. I'm like, God really cares if something says damn. Like I just remember as a kid being like so mad at this stuff. Um, anyways, sorry, I went on a whole other tangent. Anyways, I've always had a certain thing. Like, I feel like certain churches can be cultish, is what I'm trying to say. While I still believe in like a lot of things I learned, like I don't know, I still pray. I believe in God. I believe God, like Jesus died on the cross for my sins. That's what I personally believe. But like I never believed when they would say like homosexuality is a sin and stuff like that. I never believed that. I never did, because like I think God is loving, and I think he wants us to all just be happy, right? Sorry, I went on a whole tangent. Satan, you and Aaron, they are so cute. They are so cute. Okay, so I've yapped enough. I'm sorry. Maybe I just needed to talk about this stuff. I don't know. But let's speed this up, make this a little bit bigger. We'll watch part 2 and see
Part
if this
two of what the
something
hell
we want to continue together.
happened. If you just came from the intro, you're probably extremely annoyed I didn't tell any of the story in that. So in this video, we're jumping right into it. Going all the way back to the beginning, I was born in Pennsylvania. I lived there for I'm not even sure how many years because I was really young. I was probably 4 or 5 when my parents decided to move to Ohio. I was an only child when we moved to Ohio, and then my parents had a daughter and another son. So I have 2 younger siblings. Moving forward in the story, I will refer to my sister as Jezebel and my brother as Nabal. When
Oh,
Jezebel was born, her and I bonded instantly, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. I have a new kid in the house, right? It was awesome. And it was. So we did just about everything together. I'm young, I'm getting just about to school age, and I don't remember if my parents had decided to homeschool me ever since I was born, or yeah, I don't know. I was little. Anyway, I was homeschooled right from the start, and my mom did a whole bunch of stuff with me when I was a preschooler and just taught me all kinds of stuff, ABCs, and yeah, I knew a bunch
aw.
of stuff, and it was really cool. And so I'm going through the whole school thing, and my sister was born. We had a ton of fun just being kids. We were playing with toys. We bonded really well. Everything was awesome. And then a few years later, my brother's born, and it was pretty much the same thing. It was awesome. I had a kid brother. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much, I felt like my parents just loved him more. Like, I think it's a typical dynamic in a household. You know, the firstborn's like this, the middle child's like this, the youngest child's like that. And I pretty much thought that he got away with more. He was just, yeah, it was just, everything was just better for him. And so I got angry, I got upset, and I treated him like crap,
Mm.
basically bullying. Wasn't nice to him, ate his snacks. um, yeah, I mean, smacked him around. Like it just wasn't good. I'm making myself a villain in the story, but that's okay. I'm a villain in this part.
I feel bullied in my household. Everybody eats all my snacks except for my black licorice. Nobody will touch that.
It is what it is. My parents, in the meantime, were going to church. We all went to church. Everything was, great. I was kind of not popular in the whole Sunday school church thing. My parents were a form of Baptist. Nothing, super strict. Nothing super liberal. I don't know. We were just Baptist. I was a little kid. I don't know. But anyway, I wasn't treated real well there. I thought my parents treated my brother awesomely, and so me and my brother fought, and I was 7 years older. So it was unfair and not cool, and it happened for years. And eventually, my parents did kind of figure it out, and tried to keep me from being nasty to him. And I was nasty to him in other secretive ways. Kids will find ways to do stuff that they shouldn't do. My sister, in the meantime, Jezebel, she was kind of the intermediary. Not really. She was more on my side than anything, which just didn't work out for him at all. But eventually Nabal just kind of, snapped and fought back, and we just fought back and forth. And yeah, we kind of had a dysfunctional relationship all the way around. Things kind of changed a little.
Tony. It's so weird. I think you have to just, sorry, on a side note, I'll get back into this. On a side note, I am such a candy snob. Like, I judge the people in my family who like Peeps and candy corn and circus peanuts. I think those are the nastiest candies, but like I love black licorice. And I think something's wrong with me because like I remember, like we're all adults here, like a lot of us in recovery, we can talk about this stuff. I remember my drinking days, I used to love stuff that tastes like black licorice. Like I used to love to drink NyQuil. I used to love that nasty Jaeger stuff. I like the taste. It's so, well, not of alcohol, but I like the taste of black licorice. It tastes so good to me. I like it, but in small doses. Yeah, I have black licorice red vines next to me right now. I might dig into those.
A little bit when I was in my early teens, I would say, and stuff was just going along. It wasn't nice to my brother, and he went outside. He was at the end of the driveway just reading a book or something, and he disappeared. I do not remember. I just can't remember the year, how old he was, but I want to say like 5 or 6, like, you know, the age you really don't want a child to disappear. Anyway, he disappears. Nobody knows what happened to him. Calling neighbors, calling police, trying to get everything figured out. It turned into this whole big like community ordeal. And in the meantime, I'm just kind of feeling like, you know, I should have treated him nicer. Why was I so mean to my brother? All that stuff. And turns out he had walked 2 miles to town and bought donuts and bought a pizza.
Wow.
Stole my money. I had a very limited amount of money. I had like $40. It was a lot of money for me at the time. Stole all of it, and went to town and just had himself a day on the town. And the cops ended up finding him. It was a different district, different city, whatever. But the word got around. They found him, brought him home.
Here's the real question, so I know if you guys are my people. What do you think about Swedish fish?
Everybody was thrilled, happy, thankful. I also felt tremendous relief. And looking back on it now, like I was mean to him. He stole my money. He went to town. You know what? Good on him. Good for him.
How old was he?
Nabal was quite the character. But anyway, you would think that would have totally changed my perspective. And this is the part of the story where I'm telling you I got better. I treated him good.
And Cali
I also
Cat.
treated him like crap. Maybe not to the extent, but yeah. And my parents made him pay me back the money eventually out of an allowance.
Okay.
So that wasn't cool. He should have just had it because I was a total piece of crap. But anyway, what ended up really changing our relationship was when I was probably mid-teens. I sitting in church all the time, you know, learning all about Jesus and how like he wants you to pray and repent for all your sins. And I go away to some church summer camp and I go through it. There's, you know, I'm really feeling like I need to be good. And I really need Jesus to help me be good. And so meanwhile, my siblings, while I'm gone, are going to my parents and just saying, hey, he's being a total piece of crap. You know how, like, you know, you've been trying to get him, like, no, nothing has changed. He's still...
Okay! Every Swedish fish comes out stale. No such thing as a fresh one. I kind of feel like they all are stale. The stale ones are the best, Kelly Cat said. Dad's favorite. Yeah, Satan.
He's still... whatever. So I come back feeling really good, feeling like I need to make a change, really need to make adjustments. And my dad just out of nowhere, like, you know, he just forbids me to be anywhere near my siblings ever. Just, you know, he's just like, you can't behave, then you can't, you know. So I pretty much just, I'm just kind of like taken back. I'm just like, I already felt bad. Now I feel like really bad, but now it's like I got caught, so I can't even make amends because I can't just come out and say, hey, you know, I've been being nasty. I need to not bully my brother. None of that. So it's kind of awkward for a couple days, and then I had the Christian salvation experience about 2 days later of just feeling like absolutely awful. I just said, you know what? I need help. I'm not a good person. I need to be a good person, and asked Jesus into my heart, followed the whole playbook, and became Christian. And something changed. I did a lot better. I wouldn't say it was perfect, but I did a lot better. My relationship with both of my siblings improved, and things were more how they were supposed to be. Then life goes on like normal for a few years. I turned 16 years old, and my parents changed religions. Okay, not really. They went to a Mennonite church, and that was different than a Baptist church. Now, it's not the colony of Mennonites like Amish, like it was very loose. It's more of...
Okay, I was going to say Mennonite. I know that's Amish. I'm trying to remember like all the Amish shows I used to watch because for a while I got into like all those crazy Amish shows. But okay, Mennonites are like the less strict Amish, right? if I'm remembering correctly. But changing religions is always scary. I feel like it never goes well.
I think the term they use is beachy, basically former Amish that became Mennonites, and it's not nearly as strict, but my
Okay.
mom started wearing a head covering, and it became like a, you know, the women have to wear this and the guys have to do this. And, you know, it's, I don't fully understand at that age everything that was happening. What I did know was I went from a church where the kids were bullying me, not being nice, to a church where everybody was friendly. It was awesome. It was just like, you know, went there, everything seemed awesome. Now, I
Uh-huh.
was 16, so my idea of religion was somewhat already implanted. Jezebel and Nabal, they both were younger when we joined, and so it might seem insignificant now, but this all plays a role
Dynamite. It's good to see
in
you.
the story. On to education. I'm 16 years old. I don't know what I want to do with my life. My parents have developed a schooling for me that is going to lead me right into higher education, college life, all that stuff. And I kind of maybe sort of cheated on a lot of my subjects.
Okay.
And I'm out of time. Part 3, rapidly coming up.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, crap. Oh, it went to part 3.
Part 3 of What the Hell Happened.
Okay, I could probably watch part 3 and then I'm gonna fade fast and go to sleep. Will you guys watch part 3 with me? Amish Mafia was so cool. I got so into those shows for a while. I always thought it was interesting how they have, what is it called? I can't remember what it's, Rummish Spring, or I don't know, something like that, where like you can have a night of like temptation, right? Like you can drink and go do all that stuff. Like I wonder how many people leave the Amish community when they get a taste of like all of that stuff. Can you imagine like being so sheltered and then like you get a night to drink and have fun? You want to watch part 3? Okay, Rum Springs. Is that what it's called? Mrs. Clark, you'll watch with me? Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. I have the best subscribers and friends over here. Thank you, guys.
In part 2, I pretty much told the
Hold on, let's make sure he's sped up, though. He is. Okay.
story of my childhood.
On a side note, does he use his own beard line? I'm genuinely curious. I'm not trying to throw shade, really. I just want to know.
Church, religion, relationship with siblings, how I changed throughout that. And I left off about my education, being homeschooled, and how I was kind of sort of cheating on my schoolwork.
Mm-hmm.
So I pretty much, being homeschooled, I ended up going through where I kind of had access to the answer keys sometimes, and my mom was not in the greatest of health, and I took advantage and sometimes found a way to fill in the answers. And then I had more time for video games. Loved video games. I was pretty much forbidden to play video games as a child. You know, I mean, my parents were just gearing me towards higher education, and you know, obviously not wasting time. They were both higher educated people,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked out for them. It'll work out for their kid. Lived in the suburbs. You know, this whole homestead country lifestyle I'm living now is not something I grew up with at all.
Okay.
And so I'm basically kind of cheating through my schoolwork. But on the education side, I have to mention video games because it was huge in educating me. I ended up finding a computer on the side of the road, and I put it inside, messed with it. My parents didn't care. It was on the side of the road. It was in the trash.
Okay.
And it was an old like MS DOS. I don't even know what version. Not that
I
anybody
have no idea
knows
what it
versions of
is.
DOS anymore anyway. But basically, I was messing around with it, and it had some games on it, and I was learning.
His hat is cool. I think he's cool. I don't know much about him, so hopefully he doesn't have like some horrible scandal. But like he calms me. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm so used to watching people that are like hectic and crazy. Like he just calms me.
Like all about what to type in, and I had some computer books that I could look up and type in all this stuff, and I just became extremely interested in playing video games. So I found out how to play video games by typing in the commands. And then turns out this computer had some sort of virus on it, and it kept popping up like there was some kind of antivirus software. Like I hardly even remember how DOS and viruses work. But anyway, I knew there was a virus. I kept deleting directories. I kept copying them, and like so I'm fighting with this machine to get it to continue to run. And I fought with that virus for months, and I would always find a way around. I could, you know, replace system files that had been deleted and get into my games and play games, and eventually it just crapped out on me. But it gave me a tremendous interest in technology, and it is driving me nuts that I keep waving my hands all over the place. Talk with your mouth, not your hands. whatever. It's the only way I can talk. Leave me alone.
Same.
Okay. Anyway,
Same. Even like you guys can't see me, but like I am a hand talker. Are you guys?
so I'm about 16 years old. That's what's happening with my education. I find a part-time job at a computer store, and this was
Mhm.
back when building computers for people was a real moneymaker. And so that's why this computer store existed. And the owner would clean out hospitals and maybe schools. I don't know. He got a bunch of old computers from different places. He would restore the operating system, swap RAM. This one has this much RAM, and would sell. And it was so fascinating to me. And the whole idea was fascinating to me of business. And
Mhm.
he's running his own business. He was very open with the numbers, and we became good friends, even though he was like,
I don't know. Let me look it up.
But I would go there maybe 12 hours a week. I don't know,
Nate
something like that. And I would help him like carry the stuff back and forth from
Petroski?
the truck into the shop, and then I could do all this stuff. And it really sparked an interest in technology for me. And these books with, algebra and everything else, like I couldn't be more bored with it. Like it's just dumb. Like I love to do stuff with the computers. At the same time, I love to go outside,
He was born in 1985.
take a frisbee, flip it upside down, put rocks on it, put sticks on it, and then I'd find ants and pill bugs and all these things, and they would just run around these endless bridges I made, trying not to fall in the water, and just I had weird interests. I made my own entertainment. I was interested in my own things, and it was just fun. Eventually, that computer job died off. He didn't need any more help anymore. Things were different.
He'd be a good influence on the bus woman, but I feel like we shouldn't do that to him. He seems too nice.
I don't even totally know what happened. But we stayed friends and ended up getting a different job because an older elderly neighbor had me doing yard work for her, and I really enjoyed that too. I discovered at 16 years old that working with my hands was something I really enjoyed, and reading books not so much. So I ended up working for her, and then she passed away. Her family came in, was getting the place ready to sell, and then I really got to work. I probably put in 20 hours a week. I just wanted to be over there all the time, and they were there working evenings and weekends, and I wanted to work evenings and weekends. And my dad pretty much put his foot down and said, no, like you've got
He has a birthday coming up May 1st.
schoolwork and other things to be worrying about. Don't be over there all the time doing all that. And I was really disappointed because I was just having fun. I loved working. I was repainting the basement walls. I was just having fun. So anyway, fast forward a couple of years, I hit 18 years old. It was pretty much the unwritten rule in the house, not necessarily for everyone, but for me, that I'm out at 18. That was just the unwritten rule. Turned 18, got my driver's license. With all the money I'd saved, I bought a $600 car, a Chrysler LeBaron. I think it was a 98.
Okay.
Not 98. An 88. Basically a grandma or grandpa car. Like it was whatever, but it was mine and it was cool. And so I had a car now. I had no idea what I was going to do for work. I applied to McDonald's. They said help wanted. There was no follow-up call. They didn't want to do an interview with me. So I pretty much got denied at McDonald's for a minimum wage entry job. And that kind of annoyed me. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And this church I'm going to, this Mennonite church, which I've been going to for about 2 years, I pretty much had adopted all their beliefs and philosophies. Seemed good to me. I don't know. Seemed to make sense, when you're listening to people talk for hours every Sunday, when the people are friendly, like, yeah, you just go for it. So I'm there doing all this, and the preacher had a son who lived in Pennsylvania, and the son had a contracting company. He built homes. He built custom homes. And at one point, he basically said to me, you might be able to get a job out here. Why don't you go out for a couple weeks and see how it works? And
this is how my brain works. He's talking and I'm listening. But right now, in Breezy's brain, I wonder what it's like to be Amish. They seem like they're doing something, right? Because for the most part, they seem peaceful, happy. They mind their own business. They're very creative. Like, I've seen the stuff that they make. Amazing. Like, maybe they're onto something. Maybe I should be Amish.
I was like, okay. And I went out and I think we were doing roofing. We were changing the pitch of a roof. And I know nothing about construction. All I've done is clip weeds and paint basement walls. I know nothing. I didn't really have a hammer, or I wasn't allowed to play with sticks as a kid because they were dangerous. And, again, focus on getting into college, getting a good job. And I just couldn't be convinced. I just couldn't get interested in it. So long story short, I go out and we get to work, and I am carrying sheets of OSB 7/16, and
like, that's a real thing. You can't play with sticks because they're dangerous. Hold on, I'm reading you guys. I wonder what he looks like without all the beard. I'm not a fan of beards. I like beards. But his is like a beard.
I'm a skinny little thing at 18 years old. Like I'm just no muscle mass at all whatsoever. I think I weighed 120 pounds. And anyway, I can't even pick up a sheet of less than half-inch OSB.
Mhm.
So anyway, I struggled really hard. It was just awful. I made it through those 2 weeks. I'm sore. I'm achy. The boss yelled at me. The co-workers were all kind of nice. It was a crew of about 6
Mhm.
guys, all Mennonites, all belonging to a much different type of Mennonite church than I had ever experienced. And I didn't really know any of that at the time. But anyway, I go out there for my 2 weeks. I come back. I realize I really don't have any choice. Like my parents never said you're out of the house, but I knew I was out of the house, so get out. And
Yeah.
this was my first opportunity to jump. Talked with the owner of the company, set a wage, $8 an hour, and I thought it sounded all right to me, particularly because it came with a living space. He was going to charge me $200 a month rent. I could live in his basement.
Wow.
So, all right, I did it. Packed everything up, fit it all into one carload, and back to Pennsylvania for the second time in my life I went. Pretty much out of time again. Up next, moving to
Well,
Pennsylvania.
and beards tickle. And like that long, yes, Kelly, the wee ones are okay, but this is more ZZ Topish. Yes, yes, yes.
Discovering a different type of Mennonite, different type of religion, and making a living.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well now I have to watch part 4 because I want to see what happens. I just like watching him.
Part 4.
I really do. I don't know what it is. I like watching him. I'm here and I'm paying attention, but I just like, I don't know. It's hard to
What the hell
explain.
happened? And I promised you guys all kinds of stuff relating to cults and other
Uh-huh.
issues, and we're starting to mix it in more and more.
I hope so.
In part 3, I talked about my older teen years, figuring out my career, what I wanted to do, what I was interested in. Didn't like the idea of college and moved out of state 6 hours away from where my parents and family was,
Uh-huh.
and started working for a construction company. So moved out, pretty much was just the guy that carries 2x4s. That was it. And
Oh.
I needed to build muscle mass. I was literally scrawny as could be. I could not swing a hammer and hit a nail. Like, I think my employer was frustrated with me, but he stuck
I'm
with
really glad you said all this because no offense, I was watching. I'm like, I really can't picture him doing construction, but maybe.
with me anyway. And the entire crew is Mennonite. I was Mennonite where I moved for the last 2 years before I moved. And so, of course, I go to church every Sunday. And
Mhm.
so I'm working on this crew. It's going fine. I start going to church. First month or so, everything was really weird. Like, to me, it was really weird. Everybody kind of wore the same thing. And then they talked about how they weren't like those other crazy conservative
I agree,
Mennonite
Tony.
groups where like they had to wear the black hat all the time and all this, stuff. They could wear any, I guess they could wear, I don't even know. I don't know if they could wear any style shirt. I didn't really become familiar with it. I was
Okay.
joined the Mennonite church at the old church. I never joined this one. It was very important that you button the top button. You could only wear shirts with buttons. T-shirts were not okay ever at any point in life. I mean, maybe if you went to bed and
So my question is, I know on Amish Mafia, some of them had cars and like cell phones. Are they Mennonites? Like, do the Mennonites drive the buggies too, like the horse and buggies, or can they have cars? Because I know it's a lot less strict.
T-shirt, that was okay. But button-up shirts, the entire crew wore long pants and button-up shirts. I did not wear the button-up shirts. I refused. I wore T-shirts. I wore long pants because whatever, I didn't care. I didn't like my legs getting all scraped up with stuff anyway. So as it starts going on,
No, I don't really want to be Amish, but like my brain thinks of random things. Like one minute I could be in a music video, the next minute I'm wondering what it's truly like to be Amish. Like that's just how my brain
I
goes.
start kind of questioning. I'm 18 years old. I'm just questioning everything. I'm wondering why do they do the button-up shirts? Where's that in the Bible? Why are they, why is all this stuff? And then they're just all about unity and agreement, and the brotherhood agrees, and uniformity is not unity, but they just kind of interchange those words. So I would challenge them on stuff, well, I mean, you absolutely have, the women have to wear that head covering, and it must be this style. And I think it was something about strings. You had to have the strings on the bonnets because you lose the strings, then you're going to lose the whole bonnet, head covering, whatever. And I was like, okay, whatever. But I kind of, I was 18 years old. I was kind of arrogant. I was kind of, just questioning stuff. And I probably came off not very, I probably came off critical. I totally came off critical. I'm like, why doesn't your wife wear the head covering when she sleeps? Why doesn't she wear it in the shower? If it's a sin not to wear it, you should be wearing it all the time. And so just back and forth. And I was an introvert. I was not much of a person to really want to socialize at all. When we got done with the work day, I went home to the basement, closed the door in the little bedroom thing, and just was on my computer. Didn't even always have internet access. It was just a dial-up modem thing. I don't think I did have internet access for a long time. I just played my games, single-player games, called it a day. I would eat once a day with the family, and because of all my questioning and just criticism of the types of things they did as Mennonites, the entire crew kind of learned not to like me. The one stopped talking to me. Like early on, he just didn't like me, and it took me a while to figure that out. He just wouldn't talk to me. He didn't want anything to do with me. And they all went to the same church. And so it just became this thing. And I wouldn't button my top button when I went to church. And everybody noticed. And then some people stopped shaking hands with me and stopped doing the whole holy kiss thing where you
That's
kiss each other's feet
wild.
twice. And that's fine. That's just totally weird. Anyway, it was just what I was used to.
That's so like wrong. I don't know. When religions are like that, if you don't have a top button, it just makes you think. Like I used to show up to church in like ripped jeans and flip-flops.
Where am I going?
Yeah, it's wild. You don't think like I don't sit and think of all this other stuff. So it's interesting to hear about someone else's experience. And more importantly, we get to watch somebody who looks, I mean, he's clean and he's not eating. So this is a good time to me.
At some point, I decided I was done with this whole group of Mennonites and didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
And so I stopped going to church and I just stayed home. And then they would question me all the time, "Why are you going to church? Why are you going to church?" And so I was like, "Fine, I'm going to church." And then I pretty much just lied about going to church and said I'd go out and move my car while they were at church in a different position, so it looked like I came back. And
Smart.
I'd be like, "What church did you go to?" And they kind of tried to incorporate me into their family, but I totally felt like a project, like I was a lost individual that needed mentoring and guidance, and I was their project. I wasn't a human being. I was just a project. And I just played video games. Anyway, at work, things just kept getting worse. We just kept going back and forth, and it just went into the work. Like I didn't do this right, I didn't do that right. Hurry up, work faster, and it just became a hostile work environment. And I was the outsider, and all of them pretty much banded together, and they're just critical. It was nasty. And if you watch the earlier parts, how I treated my brother, they kind of all treated me like that. So it was a taste of my own medicine. And yeah, I guess I deserved it. Anyway, as time goes on, I'm just kind of like, it's just, I've not been to church. This whole thing of, these people represent God and they treat me like crap. And I got the idea that God absolutely hated me because these people, in my perception, were of God. And since they hated me, God must hate me. And I was done with religion. I was like, that's it. I started reading stuff about Calvinism. And in a nutshell, basically, if you're going to be saved, you're going to be saved. Once saved, always saved. Like you're chosen or you're not. And I became a Calvinist and decided specifically that I was not chosen for salvation. And no matter what I did, I was destined to be an evil, horrible person and was going to hell.
Wow.
And I stuck with that. And I came out with it. And I just told him, like, this is what it is. Like, obviously, I'm not a Christian. Totally renounced my faith. Was done with it.
Hey, girl. It's really good to see you. You just got home. Did you have a good evening? We are watching Nate, and we are hearing about his story, and how he almost got like sucked into a cult. So it's something other than foodie, and we're just listening. It's kind of it's pretty interesting, actually.
And the boss pretty much, at the time, still making $8 an hour, maybe $8.25. I don't know. Hardly ever making any ends meet. And my boss pretty much told me, "You're now ineligible for any promotions ever."
Wow.
So I'm pretty much stuck there. I was probably 4 years into it, 22 years old. Yeah, whatever. I was done with religion, totally rebelled against it, wanted nothing to do with it, essentially became an atheist. I don't know if I'm literally was like a reverse Calvinist, where I was convinced that God did not love me and hated me, and I was just not chosen to be one of his, so I was chosen to be one of the others. I had no choice. So that's where that went. In the meantime, I started dating a girl. Okay, got ahead of myself.
Okay.
Pretty sure I was married when I decided that. So I'm gonna have to back way.
Yeah, we got married.
At some point with all my computer gaming, I got into the internet stuff, had internet access.
Okay.
Had I think it was like a Zanga page. It was like MySpace, but not that popular, and it was social media. Made a page, posted about whatever, and ended up meeting a girl through the website. She lived.
Why did my head go to Moco Space? Do you guys remember that? I don't know. I just had a weird memory unlocked. Oh my gosh. You had a good evening? Good. Why am my brain goes to Moko space. Moko space, but it's probably not that. That's sad after he had a good relationship with God. It's very sad. It's very sad.
Lives significantly north of me, about 6 hours. We chatted back and forth. Had absolutely no intentions of anything other than it was just a friend. I'm an introvert, and I'm not going out and meeting people. I'm not going out and doing any activities. I'm just not.
Hey,
I'm
Beverly.
happy by myself, just with a computer. And end up texting back and forth. We did phone calls back and forth. I had no romantic interest, no idea if she did or not either. And I went out there and started to visit. Like,
You don't know what it is? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can tell you what it is. Moko space, because I cannot describe it accurately. I'm sure it's not still around, but I'm hoping that something comes up. It was like MySpace, but like a knockoff brand, and it was wild. And a lot of people like went on it to hook up and like date. It was like wild. I don't know how else to describe it. Do you guys remember it? Neither Hurl. Yeah, like I said, it was like a knockoff of MySpace, but like it was definitely not like that. It was like a hookup place. It was wild. I can't describe it accurately, but like I remember logging on because my friends went on that, and I saw some wild things.
Month, like, and she was still living with her parents. She was
Hey, Panda.
not in a relationship. We just went to hang out. I don't really totally remember how it all happened, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I ended up marrying this person, and her name is going to be, for the sake of this series, Delilah.
Delilah.
And I'm just about at that 10-minute mark, so I'm going to get into the whole relationship between Delilah and I in the next part.
Okay. I might have to wait for part 5. I might have to wait just because I have to wake up and hike tomorrow. I heard Moko and thought boogers. Well, that's what it mean. Moko space chat. Okay, wait. Oh, wait. There is a Moko space that still exists. I'm clicking on it. Hopefully it didn't get worse from what I remember. Yeah, it's still a hookup place. Like, there's flirting, Latinos, there's a Latinos chat, a gays chat, lesbians, bisexuals, gamers, Puerto Rico, Australia, New Zealand. It was like a hookup place. It was a hookup place, and it was like one of those things that like if you were on it, like you were bad. You know what I mean? Is that a salad monster? Wait, who? Panda, it's good to see you. She ran out of gas. What? Delilah can wait. Yes. Yes, just because I have to show up in the morning and I'm so tired. But I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. So I will see you guys tomorrow night, and I will make it earlier than tonight. I will definitely make it earlier. I'm going to aim for maybe like 8 p.m. my time. So it won't be like horribly late for you guys. And we'll do a Foodie Beauty recap tomorrow night. And I'm hoping Sunday I could have the vlog up to just show you guys. Like, it's not going to be like, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll film a lot. I'm going to film what I can, but I mainly want to show you guys the castle. I mainly want to show you guys that scat chat. So Panda, I didn't intend that, but yeah. All right, you guys, have a great day, great evening, wherever you are. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Like, one thing I really value about our little corner over here in our chat is we can always talk about life and recovery, family, whatever. And I always learn a lot from you guys. And I feel like despite what Foodie says, like, this isn't always all about her. You know, I value my time with you guys and I appreciate you. So have a great day, great evening, wherever you are. Thank you guys so much for being here. And I will see you tomorrow night. Bye, everybody.